So just showing it again. Yeah. Gaurav, clear, bache?
And the narrow tip of the triangle is in the south.
So this
the
we have done.
range. The Deccan Plateau is higher in the west and slopes gently eastwards.
Higher plateau. This is very important line. Here height is more towards western side of this plateau, and as we are moving towards eastern side, height decreases. This is the prominent reason. I repeat, here height is less, more, western side of Deccan Plateau, and towards east height it decreases. That's the reason rivers starts from this area and move towards eastern side. If there is any doubt in this, kindly ask me right now. Later on, because ये main question है आपका. I repeat the point, that is, as we are moving from Western Ghats, western side of Western Ghats towards eastern side, rivers start moving towards eastern side, because in the Western Ghats height is more, eastern side height is less. So rivers actually start from this side and move towards eastern side.
In the northeast is an extension of the plateau called the Meghalaya and Karbi Anglong Plateau.
So here we don't have to learn anything. Just here we have Garo, Khasi and Jaintia ranges. Yes, Arshdeep Kaur? Arsh?
ईस्टर्न घाट्स की हाइट कम होती है मैम,
Uh-huh.
गोदावरी दूसरी साइड को जा रही होती वेस्टर्न घाट्स की तरफ.
Western Ghats ki river, they move towards eastern side just because unki jo they like this. This is Western Ghat and this is Eastern Ghat. Height is like this. Here height is 1500 meter. Here height is approximately 600 meters. So whenever rainfall occur, heavy rainfall occur here, and rivers start moving toward this side. That's where rivers Western Ghats se move towards Eastern Ghats. Is this clear? Someone speaker is. जी बच्चे.
ईस्टर्न घाट से गोदावरी रिवर जैसे वो वेस्टर्न घाट की तरफ जाते हैं.
No, बच्चे आप बनाते ऐसे हो. Someone speaker is on. Please switch it off. I say switch off. Oh, yes, thank you. Switch off your speaker, please. This Arshdeep, it's not like that. आप लोग rivers ऐसे बनाते होगे उल्टा. Otherwise, river starts from Western Ghats and move towards Eastern Ghats. Got it? जी.
It is believed that due to the force exerted by the movement of the Indian plate at the time of the formation of the Himalayas, a huge fault was created. This fault demarcates the Meghalaya and Karbi Anglong Plateau from the Chota Nagpur Plateau.
So it means it's said that we have done, when we started up with the topic, we discussed two prominent movements which are taking place under the earth. One is folding and the second one is faulting. So this is formed due to fault when tectonic plates are moving away from each other. मतलब इतना उन्होंने अवे हो गया कि छोटा नागपुर प्लेटू इस तरफ रह गया एंड मेघालय प्लेटू इस तरफ चला गया. इन बिटवीन प्लेन एरिया बन गया, दैट इज बांग्लादेश.
There are three prominent hill ranges on the northeastern side of the plateau. As you move from east to west, you can see the Garo range.
So there we have Garo range.
The Khasi ranges.
Khasi, Khasi.
And the Jaintia hill.
So third one is Jaintia. Look at this. Garo, Khasi and Jaintia. You have to note it down.
Moving southwards over the Deccan Plateau, you will observe that it is bordered by Western Ghats on the west.
So very important, Western
and the
Ghats.
Eastern Ghats on the east.
Look at this. Look at this. Western Ghats in the west. Eastern Ghats in the east. Now here the very important point which I'm going to show you. I repeat, all of you, kindly be on time. If you are late, if after 8:35 you are entering, I won't allow anyone to enter in the class. So many students have entered right now. मजाक बना के रखा आपने क्लास का. After 8:35 I won't allow anyone to enter, mind it. So look at this Western Ghats, and those students who are always at very punctual, they are the sufferers, because in between I have to enter them and I have to pause myself. So this is Western Ghat, very much close to Western Coastal Plain. Look at this. This is Western Coastal Plain. Western Ghats, very less difference. जो Western Coastal Plains are very narrow. Look at the Eastern Ghats now. Eastern Ghats, huge width is there. Huge width is there between Eastern Ghats and Coastal Plain.
If you compare the ranges on both the sides of the Deccan Plateau, you will see a number of interesting differences. The Western Ghats lie parallel to the western coast.
So these are the prominent points.
They are
Question can be asked. Write a note on Western Ghats. Write a note on Eastern Ghats. So first point is Western Ghats lie
and can be
west.
crossed.
Western Ghats lie near Western coastal area. Second is height of Western Ghat is more. That is approximately 1300-1500 meter. So it can't be crossed. It can be crossed only through passes. This is the second most important point.
Crossed through passes only. For example, the Thal Ghat.
So all these
And
are
the
the passes. These are the passes. You have to locate it on your map also. Thal Ghat, Bhor Ghat.
Passes act as links between the interiors of the Deccan Plateau and Mumbai. Another pass, the Palghat Gap.
So we just have to learn three passes here: Thal Ghat, Bhor Ghat, and Pal Ghat. These three passes you are supposed to make it on your map also. Three passes. Why passes? Because height of Western Ghat is more. So it's not at all easy to cross these Western Ghats. So that's why naturally passes are there. And these three passes are Thal Ghat, Bhor Ghat, and Pal Ghat.
Found on the Kerala-Tamil Nadu border, serves as a major communication route between the two states. The Eastern Ghats stretch from the Mahanadi Valley to the Nilgiris in the south.
Nilgiris, Mahanadi Valley, that is, we can say Odisha, and till this Tamil. Here we have Nilgiri Hills, very famous area. This is prominently a hills which are famous for spices. Garam masalo ke this hill is very important. Coffee ke liye this hill is very important. And this Nilgiri Hills are generally found in the areas where Western and Eastern Ghats meet with each other. Here it's not mentioned clearly, but wherever Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats वापस में मिल रहे हैं, we have Nilgiri Hills, starting from Mahanadi Valley in Odisha. Now look at this. Arshdeep is particularly for you, बच्चे. Now it's not clear, but later on I'll show you. See, जो Mahanadi river है, actually यहाँ से start होके they move towards all the rivers. Look at this. If you can see this this line, यहाँ से start हो रही है, they move towards eastern side. Arshdeep is for you, and falling here. इस तरफ से start होके इस तरफ बहती हैं. Got it?
Unlike the Western Ghats, the Eastern Ghats are discontinuous and irregular.
So very important point. Western Ghats are continuous. You might have seen कि Western Ghat की जो line है, that is continuity में it is coming here, but Eastern Ghats are discontinuous. Now these Ghats are discontinuous just because of these rivers. These rivers are coming from Western Ghats and they are moving here and they have eroded this area. They have made their way. वो in Eastern Ghats को उन्होंने erode कर दिया है, उन्होंने अपना रास्ता बना लिया है. That's why Eastern Ghats are discontinuous. Question can be asked, why Western Ghats are continuous and why Eastern Ghats are discontinuous? So Eastern Ghats are actually discontinuous because of the erosion done by southern flowing rivers. कौन सी rivers हैं वो? महानदी, गोदावरी, कृष्णा, कावेरी.
They are interspersed with several rivers that drain into the Bay of Bengal.
All these rivers fall in Bay of Bengal.
These rivers are the Godavari.
Look at again this Godavari, starting from actually this. These all are the tributaries of river Godavari.
The Mahanadi.
Location you should know. You can take the pic. You have to make it on your map. Mahanadi, Odisha, Godavari, Andhra. Here Krishna.
The Krishna
and
the Kaveri.
Here we have Kaveri. बिल्कुल southernmost river is Kaveri river. Eastern Ghats, southernmost river is river Kaveri. So starting from North में we have Mahanadi. This is a delta made by Mahanadi. This is Godavari, delta made by Godavari. This is Krishna, delta made by river Krishna, and ultimately delta made by river Kaveri. अगर आप कभी भी इंडिया का मैप ध्यान से देखोगे, you will see these three deltas very clearly. ऐसे ऐसे curves बने हुए हैं.
Let's now compare the heights of the two ranges. The average elevation of the Western Ghats is
Elevation is height. Average elevation is average height of Western Ghats.
900 to 1,600 meters.
So 900 to 1,600 meters average elevation of Western Ghats.
On the other hand, the Eastern Ghats have an average elevation of about 600 meters.
So that's why यहाँ पे जो height है that is 600 meter and here height is approximately 1600 meter. So we can well imagine कि whenever rainfall take place here, rivers start moving toward this side because land is like this. Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats.
Meters only. Thus, the Western Ghats are taller than the Eastern Ghats. The height of the Western Ghats progressively increase from north to south. The highest peaks include the Annai
So all these you have to locate on your map the highest peaks in Western Ghats.
Mudi Peak,
Anaimudi, look at this. Anaimudi is situated here, extreme south.
which is 2,695
If you
meters
can learn the
tall,
height, it's okay. If you can't learn
and
height,
the
don't
Dodda
do.
Beta Peak,
Very important peak, Dodda Beta Peak. Dodda Beta.
which is 2,637 meters tall.
Now, one thing very important, अगर आपको question है कि Western Ghat, which is the highest peak of Western Ghat, you will write down the answer Dodda Beta. It's not Anaimudi. Anaimudi is actually the southernmost highest peak of India. Anaimudi, because Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats जब मिल जाते हैं, then Anaimudi is formed. So Anaimudi is the southernmost peak of India. Dodda Beta is the highest peak of Western Ghats.
Compared to this, the highest peak in the Eastern Ghats is the Mahendragiri Peak.
Look at this, Mahendragiri Peak, highest peak of Eastern Ghat. Mahendragiri.
At 1,501 meters.
So you don't have to learn the height. If you can do, it's okay, but no, not at all compulsion for you people.
The Shevaroy Hills and the Javadhi Hills are located to the southeast of the Eastern Ghats. The Shevaroy Hills are famous for thriving coffee plantations, pears, oranges, and bananas. Yerkad, a famous hill station, is also a part of Shevaroy Hills. The Javadhi Hills are one of the largest ranges of Eastern Ghats. The map shows the location of some of the famous hill stations of this region. Udagamandalam or
very famous area, Uti, that is situated here. Jo aapko, whatever I'm telling you, you are supposed to do that. So Shevaroy, Javadi, you have to locate, or other thing you don't have to do in detail. Uti, yes, a very important tourist place in South India is situated here. The name is Udgamandalam, full name.
And Kodaikanal.
Kodaikanal, very famous area, Kodaikanal.
An interesting feature of the Western Ghats is orographic rainfall.
Now let's understand the meaning of orographic. You people have done it in 7th standard if I'm not wrong. What is orographic rainfall? Yeah, relief rainfall. Any one of you raise your hand within 1 second. Orographic rainfall, yeah, relief rainfall. Have you ever heard about it? No one?
Please repeat the question.
What is orographic rainfall or relief rainfall?
It is the rainfall once in the year.
No. Orographic or relief rainfall is like this. Say this is a mountainous area. This is a mountainous, it's a sea area. Here we have a sea. Sea se winds aa rahi hain. They want to cross mountains, but because of the height, they can't cross. Mountain ki height zyada hai, they can't cross. They'll come, they will strike to this area. and here rainfall will take place. After this, they will become a bit lighter in weight. They'll move ahead and they will cross these mountains. India में such type of rainfall is known as orography. We have done it in 7th standard. Such type of rainfall is very common in India. जितने भी Himalayas में monsoons are coming, striking to Himalayas and rainfall they are giving. So such type of rainfall is known as orographic rainfall या relief rainfall. Rainfall which is caused due to relief. Relief मतलब land.
Orographic rainfall is
Look,
caused
very
when
beautifully,
a range
very beautifully they have explained here.
of mountains intercepts rain-bearing monsoon winds. The west
So look at this. Winds यहाँ से आ रही हैं. They want to strike, they want to cross these mountains, but can't cross because of the height of the mountains. So they would strike to the mountainous area and rainfall would take place. This type of rainfall, which is caused due to this mountain, कि mountain उनको आगे जाने नहीं देता winds को, known as orographic rainfall.
mountains intercepts rain-bearing monsoon winds. The Western Ghats intercept the westerly monsoon winds, forcing these winds to deposit most of their rain in the windward side,
Windward side, the side which
which
receives
is the
rainfall.
western side. Therefore, the area of the Deccan Plateau to the east of the Ghats receives very little rainfall.
So this side receive very less rainfall, and this side receive heavy rainfall. Orographic rainfall take place here. यहाँ पे बहुत बारिश हो जाती है, and बारिश करने के बाद winds reach here after crossing mountains, Western Ghat. But यहाँ तक पहुँचते पहुँचते amount of rainfall decreases. That's why this area receive less amount of rainfall.
The Western Ghats are known in different regions by different names. For example, people in Maharashtra refer to the Western Ghats as the Konkan coast.
So very important. This is about coast side by side. Konkan coast.
While
Maharashtra
those
में
in
भी
Kerala
Maharashtra में it is known as actually it is known as Goa में Konkan coast.
refer to them as the Malabar coast.
So in Kerala it is Malabar coast. Coastal area we're talking about here.
One of the distinct features of the Peninsula Plateau is the black soil area, known as the Deccan Trap.
So you can see, look at these. You can see number of black soil. I mean area which seems to be blackish, black soil region it is.
The Deccan Trap is of volcanic origin. Did you know the volcanic beds of the Deccan Plateau were formed in the massive Deccan Trap's eruptions about 66 million years ago? The igneous rocks found in the region clearly indicate the volcanic origin of the Deccan Plateau. The black soil in the plateau was formed as these igneous rocks denuded over time. These were the two broad divisions of the Peninsula Plateau.
Anji, any one of you having any doubt? Anyone having any doubt now regarding these Deccan Trap? We have done thoroughly. Any doubt? So यही आएगा exam में ही आएगा means you should know about it. So I'm just recapping, recapitulation I'm going to do. Whole of Peninsula Plateau, 2 parts, Central Highland and Deccan Trap. Central Highland, further 2 parts, Malwa Plateau and Chota Nagpur Plateau. Malwa Plateau is famous as a badland and Chota Nagpur Plateau is famous for minerals. Malwa Plateau is situated between Vindhyas in the south and Aravallis in the northwest. Fifth, Deccan Trap. Western Ghat, Eastern Ghat. Height of Western Ghat is more, that is 900 to 1600 meter. And height of Eastern Ghat is less, that is approximately 600 meter. Dharya, you're looking good, don't worry. Then Western Ghat, the height is more, that's why number of rivers start from Western Ghats and move towards Eastern Ghat. Doda Beta, highest mountain peak of Western Ghat. Naimudi, southern me. And Mahendragiri in the eastern part of Eastern Ghats. Okay? Western Ghats are continuous. Eastern Ghats are discontinuous just because of the rivers. So all this we have done. Black soil region we have done, Nilgiri hills we have done, Anaimudi we have done, Shivori Javedi hills we have done, Thalghat, Borghat, Palghat we have done. So all that we have done. Any doubt to any one of you till now? Okay. Khwahish Nanda is entering right now. Very good. So I'm going to show you one more of coastal plain. Next feature is of coastal plain of India. So you can listen, you should listen it carefully. And the same definitely is in your syllabus. Khwahish Nanda, you are entering in the class at 8:57. Marvelous. So look at this now. Coastal plain I'm going to show you. Next physical feature. Gaurav, is it clear?
Coastal plains.
Gaurav is clear?
Yes, ma'am. Can you please maximize the screen?
Okay. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am. No.
India is blessed with a very long coastline.
Now, coastline means the line which is in the coastal area. This is coastal line of India. This is coastal line of India. ये सारी coastal line है. This is Gulf of Kutch. Gulf of Kutch से लेके towards Bay of Bengal. Here we have this coastal line, coastal plains.
It begins from the Gulf of Kutch and ends at West Bengal.
So question can be asked the map. Where is Gulf of Kutch? This is Gulf of Kutch. Yeah, Run of Kutch, also known as Run of Kutch. This is Cambay, KHAMB, Gulf of Cambay. This area. ये दोनों पता होना चाहिए.
Starting from the Gulf of Kutch in the western coastal plain, it moves southwards along the borders of Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka and Kerala and touches Kanyakumari, the southernmost tip of the
So right now, which is known as the southernmost part of India, that is Kanyakumari.
Indian mainland. This part of the coastline is along the Arabian Sea. Between the Western Ghats and the coast, the land is plain and is known as the Western Coastal
So this area is known as green color area is known as Western Coastal Plains. You can see this is very narrow.
Plain. From Kanyakumari, the coast moves northwards and reaches up to West Bengal. This part of the coastline is along the Bay of Bengal. Between the Eastern Ghats and the coast, the land is plain and is known as the Eastern Coastal Plain. The total length of the coastline is 6,100 kilometers. Such a long coastline is very useful
So long coastline we have. And definitely fishing is a prominent activity in this area.
for our country. Fishing is an important occupation of the people living on the coasts. Many seaports have been developed along the coast. The Western Coastal Plain. The Western Coastal Plain starts from Gujarat and ends at Kanyakumari. It lies between the Western Ghats and the Arabian Sea.
So this blue Western Ghat, this green, Western Ghat, this blue Arabian Sea, in between this area, Western Coastal Plain.
It can be divided into three parts:
This location can be generally asked in an exam.
Gujarat coast, Konkan coast, and Malabar coast.
So we call it as first Gujarat coast, then Konkan coast. Konkan is basically in Maharashtra and Gujarat. The language is Konkani, so Konkan coast. And in Kerala, we have Malabar coast.
The Gujarat coast lies in the northern part. It lies between the Gulf of Kutch and Gulf of Khambat.
So look at these two
The
locations.
Konkan coast
Location you should know, that is, I repeat, this is Gulf of Kutch, also known as Run of Kutch. And this
Kutch
is
and Gulf of
Gulf of Cambay. Got it? And according to this 9th class, you have to write down 3 coastal areas in the west. Please write down. First is Konkan coast, that is Maharashtra till Goa. Then Karnataka area that is known as Kannad coast. Konkan, Kannad. Below Karnataka, we have Malabar coast. So I repeat, Konkan till Goa, Karnataka whole is Kannad coast. Below Karnataka, we have Malabar coast. 3 coastal areas we have.
Khambat. The Konkan coast lies in the middle part and the Malabar coast lies in the southern part of.
So आपने कैसे करना है? This till this. Till this we have Kannad coast. Sorry, Konkan coast. Below that we have Kannad coast. And below that we have Malabar coast. Konkan coast is till Goa. I repeat, मैं third time repeat कर रही हूँ. Konkan coast is till Goa. Then Karnataka में we have Kannad coast and below that we have Malabar coast.
Of the western coastal plain. The middle part of the western coastal plain, that is Konkan coast, starts from Gulf of Khambat and stretches up to Goa. It is very rocky and uneven. To warm the ships and fishing boats, many lighthouses have been built along the coast. Mumbai, India's biggest port, is located on the Konkan coast. The Konkan coast is rich in oil deposits. The southern part of the western coastal plain is called the Malabar coast. It lies between Goa and Kanyakumari.
So anytime it could
Small
come to an
and
end.
shallow saltwater lakes are the
So beautiful, this shallow saltwater lakes are here, lagoons. Kerala famous for this.
beauty of this area. We call them lagoons or backwaters. These lagoons are connected to